Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to day 12 of this 30-day email breakdown challenge. So, I'm Leonard. So, today we will be breaking down one of the emails from Jeff Walker. And just for information, so Jeff Walker is one of the top marketers who is known for launching products after products with enormous success. So, if you are someone who is interested in launching new products or even new business with just one products, you can go check him out at productlaunchformula.com. So I'm by no means any affiliate of him, but I just feel that his work is pretty cool. And recently he just launched his new book, which is launched 2.0. Yeah, I'm not sure is it launch 2.0 or it's just launch as it is the same as his first edition. So yep, go check it out, his new book at launch. uh yep so uh so we'll be breaking down one of his emails today. And uh I'm pretty sure that this email is not written by him, as he have been giving out notice about hiring copywriters for the past few months. And I think I recall that he posted he sent out an email about hiring a copywriter in, I think it's 2020 November. And after that he sent out another one within this year, but within that email there isn't this job post anymore. So I'm pretty sure he have hired a new copywriter within that period of time. So let's dive into his email. So let's start with the subject line first. So why I walk out of on my grad school professor. So he's giving them the question up front, and then the body copy, he immediately dive into explaining the subject line, uh which I think is pretty good in the case that he doesn't uh vary the lead, which is the main point of the email. And the main point is the hook, which is the subject line. Yeah, so he's providing the hook at the subject line, he's providing the main point at the subject line, and he's explaining it at the start of the body copy. So that's one thing I like about it. And okay, so way back in January of 1997, I started graduation school. If you have heard a hard time picturing me, if you have had a hard time picturing me in grad school, well, so I did. So did I. And in fact, I actually got up and walked out during my very first lecture. It might sound kind of crazy, but I already had a plan B. So you see, I had already done my first launch at in mid 1006, 1060, 650, a modest amount, but I was ecstatic. I'm not knocking traditional education by any means, but to me, school was mainly about theory and potential concept. So, listen here. So he's targeting. He's specifically saying, I'm not knocking traditional or education by any means. So he already know that some of his readers might be thinking, is Jeff knocking down traditional education? So he's just he know that there are some objections about this, so he's raising it without he's breaking it without raising it. Yep. So, but to me, school was mainly about theory and potential concept. So he's giving a preframe here. School was mainly about theory and potential concept, which is a pre it is a preframe because of, to me, right, from my understanding of his product is about implementing key concepts that make your launch works, make your business uh, a success during the launch period. So he's having the preframe about school is about theory and potential concept. Yep. And let's carry on. So 1.65k on the other hand was hard evidence. It showed that I could make money through a launch, and I knew if I would done it once, I had done it once, I could do it again. So I followed the proof, and I've been doing that in my business ever since, watching the numbers, testing and comparing, following what works of course everything is always evolving. So of course everything is always evolving. So just keep in mind this sentence, we will come back again. So this entire from this first sentence to the of course everything is evolving is about a story from his past to show that he has been doing this for years since he is in grad school. So it's since 1997, so it's around 24 years. So he has been doing this for 24 years, and this shows his credibility and tells the reader that not really tell but remind the reader that he know what he's doing. Yeah, so it's kind of creating a trust over there, connection. Okay, so yep, so back to this sentence, of course everything is evolving. So he when if I were if I if I were his reader, right? uh I mean I am his reader, yeah. So when I read until here, maybe I have a question like saying, "Oh, Jeff, this is during near the late 90s. Is it workable now in the 21, especially when in such a uh, fast growing fast paced century where things are keep changing, like algorithms, platforms are changing. So is it still working now?" And he immediately raised that objection here. He said, "Of course, everything is always evolving." So his reader is kind of like, "Ah, okay, I got a." So I'm calm now. So you know that things are evolving, and you know that I'm concerned about it. So he's raising objection and breaking it. He's trying to break it later. So this is also a kind of like uh raising the problem about of his dream customer, because like maybe his customer might be struggling with ever changing platform, ever changing algorithm. So this is also one of the problem of his target audience. And then, so how can you tell what's working in online launches right now? So he's transitioning to present, which is now, by asking this question, which is also agitating the reader that okay, so you are having this problem that due to the ever evolving platforms algorithm. So now what's working in online launches right now? So he know that he's at first he's just indirectly telling the reader the problem, but now he's digging out the problem out from the soil to the surface and agitating the reader right now. And after that, he immediately introduced his solution, which is his product. And my brand new launch lab workshop will show you. So we'll show you what's working in online launches right now. So that's what it means. So click here. So he immediately provide the link. And a group of my coaching students have done 67 launches in the past 6 months. And during all the craziness of 2020, they managed to rank in 2.6 million. So he's telling the success of his story right here. So my coaching team and I debriefed all those launches, gathered a ton of data, and I'm thrilled to share with you. So he's having a lot of data here. So a part of having emotion at the front of his email, he's having logic right here. He's having all those data, those things that make it work. So one thing you want to do in your email, right, is to persuade your reader. Yeah, when you are persuading, right, you need to, sometimes you might seem a little bit exaggerating, a little bit unbelievable. But once you set once you key in this foundation of credibility at the back of your email using statistics like a ton of data, 2.6 million 67 launches, these specific numbers and statistics. Even though the statistics is not specific, but he's saying 67 launches. He's saying this statistics is from the 67 launches. So it is connected. So it doesn't matter right here. So once you have your logic in front, right, you definitely have once you have your emotion in front, right, you definitely want to back it up with some credibility sources, which is the logic logic source. Yep. To back your persuasion up. Okay, so a few things I will cover during the workshop. So what a massive shift to online education, how to turn your launch list into a loyal community, why is it why it's more important than ever to stand out, how to avoid mistakes that can seriously impact your bottom line, and lots more. So these are great bullets that to explain the logical to answer the logical or prospects, which is what can I learn in this workshop, or what can I how is my business or how is my life impacted by this workshop. So this is a great bullet to answer to the logical prospects, but by looking into the current stage and awareness of your readers, right, you must ask yourself this: do you think they need this information? So are you trying to target, or are you at the start of the sequence, which is you are trying to give indirect uh indirect you're trying to write indirect email to your readers, or are you at a near to the launch already where you are giving direct information to your audience? So you must take this very seriously. So by considering where they are, or and where they are and which part of the sequence you are. Yeah, so you must match this properly. Once you have matched this properly, right, you will have the gist of it, and the reader won't get caught by this, or rather your reader won't be surprised if you were to talk about this kind of logic thing, this kind of product information at the front. So it doesn't make sense, right, to just tell them upfront this offer details about these details about your offer, right? They'll just say, Jeff is just selling me something here. So I think I can't get value from his release, so I might as well just drop out from his list. So right, so you must balance properly this indirect and direct kind of email to your readers, so that it makes sense to them, right? It must make sense to them, so it relates to them, and so it connects to them, and mostly most importantly it impacts them with your product, and that's where you sell your product to them. Yeah. So okay, that's all. Okay, there's no replay. So there's a scarcity right here. There's no replay for this event. So be sure to join me live. So, if you said that there's no replay, you jolly well make sure there's no replay up there. Yeah. So it's kind of like a credibility there. Yeah. So not really credibility, but trust instead. Yeah, I would say it's trust. If you mention any scarcity, right, make sure you do it, you walk the talk. Yeah. So if there's no replay, just don't send them any replay. Yeah. Maybe you can repurpose it uh into future social media content or future paid products, but not really asking them to watch the replay right after the live. Yeah. So okay, to start any receiving any email updates about launch lab workshop, click here. I have been seeing this kind of like, if you don't want to see this if you don't want to see this launch, then click here. If you don't want to see this promotion again, just click here. If you don't want to see this topic again, just click here, and I'll remove you from the not the list, but I'll segment you out from the list. So I think this, at first I thought that this is pretty irritating, because it's like writing having more words and to make my readers read, right? So because the ultimate goal is to make them read less but still get a message out to them. But after that I realized that this is a pretty good method to segregate those who have already bought it. So for some of your buyers, right, so maybe I've already registered for this workshop, but they are keep sending me this email. So maybe I would like to block or stop receiving this those emails about this product, because I've already registered. So it's a great way for me to get out of that launch email list. Yeah. So the list that who click on this link, right, will be still in your main email. So this is a good way to separate those who are real who are your true fans and who are just there to uh, waste your time. Yeah, simple to say that. Yeah, so I think you can use that in your business too, or to see who's your true fans and who's just there to waste your time. Yeah, so the framework he used here is to tell a short story about his grad life to raise the problem right here. This entire grad life is to raise the objection, which is the problem right here. So and then he agitated by transitioning. He transitioned to the solution and is kind of like agitating it. Yeah, because it's like saying it's like putting the main point on the table right now. It's agitating it. Excuse me. And then next he move on to the offer details, which is the solution. So he's using a if you want to notice right, one of the most common framework for sales page is the PAS sales page. PAS framework, which is problem, agitate, and solution. So you notice here, he's also using this framework right here: problem, agitate, and solution. So you can use this framework for your business as well, but make sure to always open your eyes widely to see what's going on in always know who you're writing to, and don't just copy blindly or just swiping or swiping like swiping sentences or swiping words from people, because you must write with your own voice and with your own context. Yeah, it's pretty important. Don't just keep swiping others, like not really keep swiping, but don't just swipe others people's copy without knowing what you are doing. So but instead just treat a swipe file like an inspiration file. Yeah, and look at it at times where you need some inspiration so that you can remove the writer's block. Yeah, so two things I love about this email is that it is straightforward from the problem to agitate and solution. It's pretty clear as you can see. And second point is that it answers the subject line right away. It avoids it avoided bearing the lead, which is what I've mentioned here. He talked about the subject line here, and then he immediately explained about the subject line in at the start of his email, which is a good way to make your reader keep reading, because they won't they won't feel like this is a clickbait or something very very that makes them very curious but didn't deliver what they expected. So by delivering what they expected at the front, right, they are more likely to keep reading. Yeah. Then one area of improvement is that I think he can elaborate more on the success story, giving more example of the past stories. So maybe he can talk about like maybe a two liner or one liner story about some of his past success stories. Like maybe, oh, there's a person named John, and he's maybe you can, instead of saying the top launches, maybe you can say like he didn't started well, he struggled a while, and then he found out my course, this launch course and launch lab workshop, and he then he persevered on using my framework, using my techniques, and then he got pretty decent results over there. So instead of telling them, oh, he got his launch was 100 over thousand, maybe you can just say, oh, his launch is 5,000 6,000. Oh, I know this. Then you can say, you can go on to say, oh, the amount is maybe the amount might seem a little bit small, but uh it's a good start, right? He's maybe you can say like he's an engineer, and he's ready to he's on his way to quit his job and be a full-time dad at home. Yeah, so you can say things like this. So you don't have to exaggerate the story, but instead you just say that the real situation of the guy. Yeah, so I believe that's the way that to connect with your audience. using feelings instead of using great results that might seem dumb sometimes. Yeah, might seem unbelievable sometimes. Yeah. So yeah, so this is the end of today's breakdown. So today is day 12, so we have 18 more days to go. So as usual, if you have any comments about my email breakdown, just leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. So if you like today's breakdown, right, make sure you click the thumbs up button below, and remember to subscribe to my channel so you get notified when the next video is up. See you later.